Sorry for the blurriness here, but it was on manual instead of auto focusing. Well, anyway, I'm transferring from my wheelchair onto the bed there, and then I'm gonna transfer on the ground here. But I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna use part of the table, the desk. The closed desk for the dresser so I can slowly lower myself on the ground. I wanted to do some knee standing here. My niece was nice enough to help me film this. But I do like to do the knee standing on top. I like to do the knee standing on the, whenever I have my knees on the cushion, because their cushion is honeycomb cushion, and so it's pretty comfortable. I figure if it's good enough for my bottom to be sitting on all day, it's probably good enough for my knees to be sitting on for a little bit. So it gives a little bit of barrier of protection. I mean, to be more safe, I guess I could put on some knee pads, but I forgot to bring those. But what I'm going to do here is what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to move my legs, move my knees up, forward. But it's kind of hard whenever your torso is kind of blocking the movement, blocking the way of the knees. But so what I do is I grab onto the bed and I pull myself onto the bed, and hopefully I get enough clearance between the ground and the cushion so that my knees can go on the cushion. I wasn't quite sure if the cushion was underneath my knees or not. So I wasn't quite sure if it was giving that barrier of protection or not. My niece was filming this, and she said that they were on the cushion, so that was kind of good. But I just wasn't quite sure. I couldn't really see anything back there. But what I'm trying to do, I just want to do a knee stand. Just, I don't know, it feels good every once in a while to do a knee stand. So that's kind of cool. My wrists are not in the fist position right now, which is not so good, but I'm only going to be at this position for a little bit. I wanted to play a game. There's a Sudoku right there in front of me that I wanted to play while I was doing some knee standing, but it's too hard to maintain my balance and also, play Sudoku. So what I'm doing here is it's a hamstring, a stretch for your hamstrings, and because I saw this other guy and this other paraplegic that can bend his knees good enough so that he can weigh himself on on a scale. Well, I don't have that great of bending in my knees. My hamstrings are too tight. So I wanted to do some kind of stretching for my hamstrings. Well, that stretch, that you go back on your legs a little bit, that you can do that for like 30 seconds, probably 3 times a week or something, and it'll help out and make your hamstrings a little bit less tight. But what I'm going to do here is I'm trying to sit down onto the, kind of lower myself and sit down on the ground. That's really, really difficult to do that because, you know, I don't know if my knees are out, and I don't really know if there's any way to get my knees out because my shoes are getting such good grip on the ground that my feet don't slide back, which is good and bad at the same time. And here I am. I'm just gonna transfer back into my wheelchair. Put my hand in a fist there on the left side.